Hi, good morning everybody. Thanks very much for coming to hear all about Let's Solve the £61 billion late payment problem. So this morning I'm just going to take you through my experiences within commercial litigation, debt recovery, and trying for businesses to mitigate credit risk and try and avoid liquidations, administrations, and all those nasty things that actually happen to businesses during their life cycle. So brief introduction to me is I am Lynn Darcy Quigley. I'm the CEO and founder of commercial debt recovery business Darcy Quigley. I've got 27 years experience within commercial debt recovery and litigation, and 3 years ago we decided to spin out a fintech business that would give complete automation to the credit control process and allow clients to see their businesses from cradle to grave as soon as they make a good credit decision all the way through to payment. And we decided to automate it, especially for the SME and the SMB. So let me just give you some frightening stats at the moment. I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but this is the world that we live in at the moment. Pre-COVID, we actually have a £61 billion late payment problem currently in the UK, and that's a 22% increase in pre-COVID figures. And our liquidations are set to rise by 73% of liquidations and administrations in the next year. And 440,000 businesses are due to fail, small businesses due to failure of lack of payments. So people not paying businesses in the UK will almost take away 500,000 businesses in the 1 year. So the statistics are true, they are frightening, but there's ways and means to not be a statistic, and I'm going to try and take you through that and give you some of my 27 years wisdom of working in the credit management industry, and allow you to use software for good and software to make really good credit decisions. So probably the things we're going to cover today are best practices for credit control. The back end of your business is really, really important. A sale is only a good sale when it's paid. And people forget that. They're all about the selling and the marketing and getting the invoice out, but getting payment is really, really so critical. So I'm going to take you through a check it, chase it, collect it format this morning, just so you understand how software can benefit you, and also out with software, if you practice these 3 key basics, you will understand your customer. So first of all, we've got the check it piece. Knowing your customer is critical. Doing business with someone when you don't actually know how they behave, what their payment terms are, who they do business with, how often are they going to pay you, who do they bank with, what are their extended credit terms. There's lots of stuff you should know about your client before actually doing business with them. And in our platform, we have a check it process where you can credit check your customers on a single check, which is really, really unique. You can go in and buy one credit report and actually look at your customer, their behaviour before you do business with them, during the supply chain and after the supply chain. And what we do is monitoring. Now, I can't tell you how critical monitoring is, because when you pull a credit report, it's live in that moment, and then the data's dead. And you need to actually keep going back and retrieving more credit reports and more cost and more cost. Whereas if we monitor the client, we can actually see what they're doing with other customers, other businesses, what credits they're taking, what CCJs, what liquidations, what court actions are pending, if they're taking mortgages, if they've extended credit terms. We're actually watching your customer whilst you are being busy running your business. And that's really critical for us small businesses. They know someone is watching their money and watching their customers' behaviour. And then I go into the Gazette. A lot of people may not understand the Gazette and Companies House. Companies House is just data that we register, and it sits there and it allows the customer to really know you, know who you are. It gives you lots of data. It tells you when your accounts were filed. It will make your credit file go up or go down. You'll lose credit value, you'll go down, you'll gain credit value. Companies House, whilst it's a public offer, but it really, really is invaluable. And the Gazettes, now Gazettes are London, Edinburgh and Belfast Gazette, and that's when every court in the land has to register anything that goes on, whether it be a decree, a CCJ, an action for payment, a default notice, anything has to go through the Gazette. And it's a one source of truth That and Company's House together is dynamite for a customer to actually understand the behaviour of their creditor. Unsecured creditors claims, I'm going to try and explain this to you. What it does is allows you to actually look at your customer's customer. So you can see bad debt rolling down the hill, as it were. So if you have supplied £100,000 worth of kit to someone, but up the supply chain they've lost £1 million, you can actually see that coming down the line, that they might have the inability to actually pay your invoice, whilst you're actually indirectly related to that customer and it isn't your customer and you think it's got nothing to do with you. You're wrong. It has. Because what they do impacts their ability to actually pay your invoice. So again, all of these functionalities, the monitoring, the credit checking, the Gazette, Company's House, unsecured creditors, it's a big brother piece. It's watching your customer's behaviour whilst you're in the credit cycle, and it's absolutely invaluable. And I would really say to anyone out there that's in business or thinking of opening a business, these things are really critical. Good housekeeping, and make sure you know who your customer is. So the knowing your customer piece is super critical. And then we go into the whole thing of, should I ask for money? Should I chase? What if I offend them? What if I lose the contract that's 6 months down the line because I'm asking for payment? You know, what if they want me to extend my terms? What if they decide I'm too pushy for my money and I don't want to deal with them anymore? That's wrong. Often the people you do business with are never the people that actually pay you. It often goes somewhere else into an accounts system or an accounts package, and it's taken over by someone else, and you have all this stress and concern about being paid. So full automation is what I recommend. It takes away that feeling of, should I ask, when should I ask? Automating your payment chasing is really critical. It allows a business owner to do what the core of their business is. You know, if you're in scaffolding or you're baking cakes or whatever it is you're doing in your life, it allows you to actually concentrate and your focus in the real business and allow the automating chasing to go through. We connect to all the accountancy packages in CSV. Now, where that is really, really critical is your accounts package give us the data about all your customers, and it allows us to append all your customers and look at the data that's there and actually look at your customer's credit profile, again, during the supply chain. We customise all the emails and the letters and the SMSs. It gives you full chasing ability. So again, full automation. Whilst you're out being busy, running your business, there is a platform here that's there to take care of all your customers. And customisation and schedules. Do I want to send a QR code? Do I want to send a payment link? Do I want to send bank details? Do I want it branded? This is all fully customisable in platform that you can do with your customers, and there's nothing better than putting your customers into an automating chasing, because you're educating them every single month on month when they see your letter coming in or your email or your SMS and your request for payment. You're always at the forefront of getting paid, and it's really super critical. Now let me take you on to something that's properly unique, and people might feel a little bit, is that the best thing? Is it commercial suicide? Should I use debt recovery? And it's a big bad word. In platform, it shouldn't be like that. It's a process. It's fully automation, and we outsource to that third party who will do all your litigation, all your letters, all your sheriff officers, all your bailiff, all your tracing, all your recovery of assets, and actually ask your customer for money. The power of outsourcing is really something special, and it's all done in platform. Knowing when to outsource is really, really critical. Typically in the UK, customers are not outsourcing their creditors for chasing till day 218. Now, if you're running 30 and 60 days, 218 days, that's you allowing someone else to be paid before you. You're allowing the liquidator to come in. You're allowing the bank to take money. You're allowing HMRC to go in front of you. It's really, really critical to know when to outsource, and the platform will give you that power of knowledge where you can actually push your debts through to collection without actually having any hesitation and any delays in doing that. Maintaining relationships is really, really critical. We don't want commercial suicide when you put your clients out to recovery. We need to retain the relationship, but equally you still have to be paid. And what we've found is the fact that the technology does all the chasing and it takes you through that process. the customers are almost desensitized to actually being asked for money. So often the creditor who's needing to pay doesn't really feel the same way as the debtor. It's okay to ask for your money. It's okay to outsource. It's okay to be paid. And it's okay to use a platform that allows you full automation to get all the way through to get paid. Kind of went through that super quick, but what I would probably like to do is take questions from anybody that really wants to speak about debt recovery, commercial credit checking, outsourcing their debt, when do they do it, why do they do it, what's the pros and cons, how do you retain a customer? As we work so hard to try and retain, to get the leads, we work so hard getting the leads, we work so hard retaining the customer and servicing them, and then all of a sudden we need to ask for payment. And that's kind of really where I work in over many years, having worked with multiple clients all over the world in all different industries. And it's not an SME problem, it's not an SMB problem, it's not a PLC problem, it's not an industry problem, it's just a general late payment problem, and everyone suffers from it. So I'm quite happy to take any questions if anybody would like to ask anything, not my staff members. Okay, so you're asking me what the alerts would be within a credit report that would really focus you on, do I want to do business or do I not want to do business? I mean, it's very, very basic. Like, it's traffic lights. It's green for go, amber for I don't quite know, and red if I'm not going to take the list. And that's how basic it can really be. It doesn't have. People find it really difficult to consume credit reports. It doesn't have to. There is loads of data there if you want to consume it. But I wouldn't be doing business with anyone who's sitting in red. But there's loads of options out there. If you want to take a risk, you can credit insure it. If you can get cover on it, you can maybe pro forma, because you've got to be careful because there's an element of business prevention, and you don't want to walk away from business. So, credit insurance is a really good fallback. That's when someone would actually insure your invoice, and if they ever go into liquidation or administration, then you would be covered. So we have that in platform where you can actually get your invoice covered by credit insurance, and it's a good alternative to stop you walking away from the deal. And then there's pro forma. That causes people cash flow. However, if your product and your service is unique and they really want it, they'll do anything to get it. And that's you understanding the wealth of your product and how good you are at doing what you do, and they actually need you. So I would say proper basics, colour codes. It's super, super basic. Okay, so the automation, so your question is, how does the automation work with invoicing? So we have built our API connections into Xero, Sage, QuickBooks and Free Agent at the moment, and we have a CSV. So we're taking all your invoice data in, and then we're allowing you just to do the full automation. So really the platform is pretty ineffective if you don't have an accounts package, because you need that data, to get, the good credit report, to append your data, look at all the credit reports. CSV will give you, half and half usage, but it won't allow you to actually chase your customer, because you've not got real-time live data. You'd have to append your data every day. With the accounts package, we're bringing down when you bank rec in the morning. So you're coming in, your bank reckoning, and it's taking them off your list, it's taking them off your creditors list, it's taking them off your chase list. So the importance of bank reckoning and using the accountancy package is really, really critical. Other than that, it doesn't really work. So that's how we work with the data. Yeah, it's free, guys. It's a free service. Get in, register, have a play about with it. If you've got data, attach it. It'll append everything for you for 30 days. You've got a full overview of your client's ledger, your own ledger, which is really powerful, and it'll also look at your customers, and it'll let you see everything and give you an appetite about what you want to switch on and switch off in platform. Something might not be that important to you, whereas something else is really important. And what a big thing people fail to do is because we filing every year, Companies House filing, you may have given a credit terms on an application that was filed last year. Say for instance, green light, give them 50 grand, right? So you're supplying 50 grand every month, everything's okay. They file, and they're now the credit report comes back to you and says give them 150 grand every month. So you have an opportunity to upsell So whilst the data is blue and it's dark and it's presumptuous that everybody's going to go into liquidation and we're going to have to chase them and we're full of non-payers, it's not just like that. The data can be used for good. It can be a real good business development tool because you're allowed to watch your customers' growth and also their decrease as well. So if anything goes wrong, you're alerted, you can pull credit, you can stop supplying, stop the supply chain. So, it's there for good, to use it. So, if that's something you're concerned about or something you would like to do, go into the platform and have a play about with it. It's there to be used. Anyone else? No? Thanks very much, guys, for listening to me. And we're around at